morning and taken out of Nehemiah 8 and 10. And it says there that the joy of the Lord is your strength. And we sung that song this morning, if you want joy, you must praise for it. You know that's true? When you begin to praise God, something happens to us, and we begin to get more joy in our life. Now, I had a very, I'm a deep thinker. I think different than other people do. I've told y'all that on more than one occasion. Y'all have heard me preach for over a year now. You know I think different than other people do. A little weird, but I'm sorry. I had a very profound thought last night. I want to share this with you and see if you think it was as good as I thought it was. Of course, every once in a while, I don't know about the rest of you, but every once in a while, maybe I hear something in my head, and it's really good in my head, but when it comes out my mouth, it doesn't sound the same as it did in my head. Anybody else? I'm sure Lacey has that problem, but my mom. I got to tell y'all a funny one. Y'all want to hear a funny one? My brother is one of the only brothers I had. Several years ago, when that Your Mama thing came out, have you ever remember when that thing came out? Me and him was standing on the ring one day, and I said something smart aleck to him, and my brother looked at me and said, Your Mama. I said, hey, idiot, she's your mama too. He goes, oh yeah, I don't work on you, does it? But this is the thought that I really felt like God stuck in me last night. Without the joy of the Lord in your life, you cannot enjoy life. Sounds pretty cool, doesn't it? We've got a lot of people that come to church, and I'm going to tell you something, I bank on it. We got some that come here that just don't enjoy life like they used to. Well, I'm just getting older. It ain't got a thing to do with getting older. Let me tell y'all something. I've said this for years and years and years. The biggest worry in my mind is losing my mind. Sitting there being the old person in the nursing home with Alzheimer's or something. I'm serious. I'm not kidding. I have a mind that, at night when I get ready to go to bed at night, I have to turn on TV and sit there and watch TV to turn my mind off. Because my mind is constantly going. I'm thinking of stuff all the time. We'll be going down the road. Trent, I got to tell him yesterday. We was going down the road, me and he was driving home from the men's breakfast yesterday, and I didn't realize it, but I was sitting there driving the truck, sitting there doing this. Trent looked over at me and he goes, what are you doing? I said, oh, never mind, I'm just preaching in my head. And I sat there and I was pointing at all y'all, while I was driving down the road. That's the way my mind is. But I've always said this, if God saw fit for me to get dementia or Alzheimer's or something like that, I'm going to make one request with that. Let me remember the funny stuff. If God takes all the other memories other than the funny stuff, I'd be happy. Because I want to be the old man sitting on the front porch of the nursing home, sitting there rocking and laughing my head off, and nobody can figure out why. The joy of the Lord is my strength. When we lose our joy, we lose our power in God. We've been preaching for the last few weeks on keys of the kingdom of heaven. One of the huge keys in our relationship with God, money is hanging on to our joy. Keeping life exciting. Do you know that most marriages that go past 25, most marriages that divorce after they've been married for over 20 to 25 years, do you know that most of them state on there, we lost the joy? You know why? Men, all you married men, raise your hand. Come on, raise your hand. All you men who are not married and plan to get married, raise your hand. Put your hand down, Les. Good time. He raised his hand on both of those. We don't know whether you're coming or going. We just raised his hand on both of them. Listen, guys, we are the world's worst at God created us this way. We are hunters. When we go after a gal, it is a chase. We're going after them. Everything we got. We'll buy cars just because we think girls like cars. Come on. You're talking to a guy that tracked this one with a 1970 Chevelle SS.
She fell for it.
She fell for it. I was smart enough to know it was the car, and I didn't sell the car until after she said I do.
It's a piano player.
But but listen, here's also the downfall of men. After we catch what we're after, we quit chasing. All you men, you might as well stay on me. Because I guarantee every one of you is just as guilty of it as I am. You know, we get in a rut. You want to finish this out, Sister Rain? You got it. We get in a rut. Guys, we go to work, we come home, we eat dinner, we go to bed, peck her on the cheek. Come on. All you women are going to wish y'all put more money in the offering by the time I get through this. And we go through this routine, guys. We'll get up next morning, peck her on the cheek on the way out the door, and go to work, spend all day at work, come home, eat dinner, sit down in the recliner, and go comb the toes until it's time to go to bed. We'll get up and go to bed and peck her on the cheek again, and the passions go on. And she's sitting over there thinking, well, you just love me as much as you used to. And it's because she got that. And it's because we are not as passionate as we were when we were chasing them. Now listen to this. When me and Tammy were dating, I would leave the house between 4:45 and 5 o'clock, be on the rig at 5:30. And I would stay on the rig most times until 7, 8 o'clock at night. Go home, get a shower, and her mom and dad had a midnight curfew. Me and her either go on a date or we'd sit there at her mom and dad's house until midnight, and I would go home and get some sleep and get up and be out the door at 4:45 again. No, ma'am, that was every night. This was every night. I knew if I didn't catch her, some of them little old hairy-legged boys there in England was going to get her. And there was a few of them there in town that had more money than I did, and I thought, you know what? They may have more money than I do, but money ain't going to stop a broke nose. I'm telling the truth. I get 4 to 5 hours of sleep a night and work all day long and court Tammy until midnight. Now when my day starts, my eyeballs pop over about 6 o'clock most times. I get out of bed. I'm gone all day long. I come home. I sit down in the recliner, and I go comatose until I sit there in the recliner and sleep until about midnight, and I'll get up out of the recliner and go get to bed, and Tammy's sitting at the computer, and I'll kiss her on the cheek as I walk by her, love you, baby, and I go climb in bed. Now listen. The reason that a lot of marriages have trouble after 25 years is because there's no joy in it. There's no excitement in it anymore. And you know, you've got to accept a certain amount of that. I mean, after 25 years, you're 25 years older than you were when you first started. And you know, our bodies just don't do the things they used to do. They can't keep up with the things they used to keep up with. But now, ladies, all you married ladies, raise your hand, are going to be married. Y'all aren't much different than we are. Now, come on. When you were going after that guy that you're sitting next to there, you know, the skirt, oh my, there is no way you'd leave the house without your legs shaved. Come on. And nobody saw you without makeup on and your hair fixed. Come on. Hey folks, I'm just preaching about life the way it is this morning. Don't nobody get mad at me. I'm telling the truth this morning. There wasn't no way that boy that you was going after to see you without. And oh mercy, heaven forbid. I mean, that he ever got one idea. Your nails wasn't polished just right. Your hand wasn't took care of just right. Heaven forbid. Y'all know what I'm talking about, don't you? If you wore jeans, you know, you just have to soak the jeans and get them wet and put them on in. Come on! And by the time they dry, you're just walking like this because there's a time you couldn't walk any other way. There's a reason women wear high-heeled shoes. Y'all know the reason? Because when they got high-heeled shoes on, it sticks their part out.
Glynn.
No, I can't do that again. I'm not going to do that again.
Do it from this angle. I need it.
No, you ain't getting it from that angle. Do you know why they wore them shoes?